Om Sadashiva-Samārambhāṃ Shankara-Acharya-Madhyamāṃ Asmadacharya-Paryantāṃ Vande Guru-Paraṁparāṃ. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavīryaṃ-Karavāvahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu mā vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jnanānandamayaṃ devam nirmala-sphatikākritim ādhāram sarva-vidyānām hayagrivam upāsmahe. Om Shri Hayagrivāya Namaha. Om Shri Vallabha-sameta Shri Ganādhipataye Namaha. Now we are entering a new topic, savikalpaka-nirvikalpaka-jnana-vichArah. This is a very important topic because for the Advaitin, we say the Mahavakya Jnanam is a nirvikalpaka-jnanam. In fact, there is a lot of, I would say, confusion due to the word nirvikalpaka itself. Nirvikalpaka means many people think that it is some kind of samadhi and all that, and nirvikalpa samadhi comes into the picture. But actually, it's not like that. So, here we will see how traditionally we have understood this nirvikalpaka jnanam. In fact, there is a lot of discussion under this topic even in Vedanta Paribhasha. What is savikalpaka jnanam? What is nirvikalpaka jnanam? Different darshanas have their own views. In fact, Ramanujadayaha, they don't even accept a nirvikalpaka jnanam. They say all jnanam, including whatever is known as nirvikalpaka jnanam, is savikalpa only or savishesha only. Okay. So that is what now we are taking it up here. So let us see. Yad uktam Ramanujena nirvikalpakamapi jnanam savishesha vishayameva nirvikalpakam ekajatiya-dravyeshu prathama pindagrahanam savikalpakam tu dvitiyadi-pindagrahanam iti tadasat. Okay, so whatever is said by Ramanuja, that nirvikalpakamapi jnanam savishesha vishayameva. So they are saying even the nirvikalpaka jnana is actually knowing an object with vishaya. Okay, savishesha vishaya. Vishaya means it's an object of cognition. That object of cognition also is with some visheshas, some qualities, etc. Even the nirvikalpaka jnanam is really the cognition of an object with qualities. This is what they are saying. And further, what is the explanation they are giving? Nirvikalpakam ekajatiya dravyeshu prathama pindagrahanam. So if there are many individuals belonging to one category or one species, one jati, the first individual which you know in that jati, that jnanam or that cognition is nirvikalpakam, and the second onwards, savikalpakam to dvitiyadi pindagrahanam. So the second individual onwards, when you see or cognize, that knowledge becomes savikalpaka. This is how they are defining nirvikalpakam and savikalpakam. Ramanuja is talking about this. So this, of course, we cannot accept. So tadasat, it's not true. Okay. In fact, we are asking what is the difference between the first cognition and the second cognition. Really speaking, the cognition of the first individual belonging to a particular genus or species is not any different from the second, correct? So that's what it is going to be pointed out here. He is saying, Prathama gochara pinda grahana iva dvitiyadi go pinda grahanam grahanabhyapi Khandoyam Shuklaha Gauhu, Mundoyam Krishnaha Gauhu, Purnashringoyam Raktaha Gauhu iti, Nama Jatyadi Vikalpa Sahitattvena, Prathamam eva nirvikalpakam, Dvitiyadikam savikalpakam iti vachanasya ayuktvatvat. So what we are saying is, the Prathama Gopinda Grahana, let us say there is a group of cows are there, first cow you are seeing. That is the Pratama Gopinda Grahanam. And afterwards, you are seeing other cows also. Dvitiyadi Gopinda Grahana are there. So, second, third, etc. Okay. In that, the first one you see is what? Khandoyam Shuklaha Gauhu. It is a white cow. In Khandoyam means here its horn is broken, let us say, because many times, even in our Goshala, we have cows which fight with each other and the horns can get broken and all that. So, Khandoyam Shuklaha Gauhu. Mundoyam Krishnaha Gauhu. A black cow which does not have any horns, or maybe it is not yet grown. Correct? And then another one has a full Purna Shringaha, a completely grown horn, big horn, like in our variety, we have a Kangeyam variety which has very big horns. In fact, it looks very dangerous, quite sharp also in the end, and they can be quite aggressive. So such cows have very big horns. So Purna Shringaha ayam Raktaha, and it is red, let us say, red or brown, brownish red color, lot of cows are there. So like this, the first, second, third, etc. How do you know all these things? Nama, Jatyadi, Vikalpa Sahitatvena. So basically the name, the whatever the Jati it belongs to, and all these different Visheshas, correct? What kind of horns are there, what color it is. All these things you go know together only in the first, second, third, whatever it is, whatever may be the cognition. Vikalpa Sahitatvena. With these divisions only you know that, correct? So, in this, on what basis you are claiming that the first alone is Nirvikalpaka and second, etc. Second onwards, it is Savikalpakam. So, there is no way to differentiate the first and second and third and all that. All of them are similar cognitions only. So, on what basis you can say that first one alone is Nirvikalpaka? So, therefore, whatever you are saying is not tenable. It doesn't make any sense. Correct? It's not proper. Vachanasya ayuktatva. So further, yatra jnane vikalpaha vishayaha bhavati, tat savikalpakam. So how do we understand savikalpaka and nirvikalpaka jnanam then? So that's what now our position he is going to say. See, in the jnanam, wherever there is some division is there, correct? Means there is a division between the Vishishta and Visheshana. Means there is this substance which is having this quality, let us say. So we cognize both. This is what, in fact, if you go and read I think the Vedanta Paribhasha, so Vaishishtya Avagahi Jnanam, like this only Savikalpaka Jnanam is the Lakshana is given. It is defined, means where you are cognizing the qualities and the qualified. The qualified object along with its qualities when you cognize together, that is called Vaishishtya Avagahi Jnanam, means the cognition in which you cognize both the qualities and the qualified, where the division also is there. That the vikalpa is there, correct? Between the quality and the qualified. So vikalpa sahitatvena. That's what he is saying here. So whatever you are knowing along with the vikalpa, that is savikalpakam. Okay. Yatra jnane vikalpaha vishayaha bhavati, tat savikalpakam. Yatra tu vikalpaha vishayaha na bhavati. So wherever you do not cognize the qualified and the qualities separately, okay, that division is not there. You are only cognizing the nature of something, let us say. So we do not consider the nature of something as a guna. Understand that, because that substance itself is of that nature only, correct? So that vastu, when you are cognizing only its swarupa, whichever one it may be. In fact, Chitsukacharya and all also is defining very beautifully this Nirvikalpaka Jnanam. So even the Pratipadika Artha, whenever you are only cognizing the Pratipadika Artha, that is Nirvikalpaka Jnanam. That's how he also talks about it. So the Vikalpaha Vishayaha na bhavati, there is no Vikalpa there. In fact, Vaishishtya Anavagahi Jnanam we say. In the Vedanta Paribhasha also, Vaishishtya Anavagahi means you do not cognize something as this is the qualified and this is the qualification, etc., or the qualities. There is no division like that. You only understand the Swarupa of something, that is Nirvikalpakam. And in fact, these two things you should understand by the Shabda Shaktya Eva Siddhatvat, he says. Mean the words themselves have a meaning, correct? You cannot claim that some jnanam is Nirvikalpakam and still say that it is having Vikalpa like Visheshana and Vishishta. Okay. So then what is the use of even having the term Nirvikalpa? Nirvikalpa, the term itself becomes meaningless. The Shabda has a certain Shakti. It has to reveal to you something. So Savikalpaka means we are cognizing with Vikalpa that this is Vishishta, this is Visheshana. Nirvikalpaka means the cognition does not involve any Vikalpa or separation or division. You are just cognizing the Swarupa of something without cognizing any connection between that Vastu and anything else. That's why Vaishishya Anavagahi or Sambandha Anavagahi also we say. There is no, you don't see the connections or anything like that. There is no division. So, this again, further what? Vikalpascha. So, what is a Vikalpa? Now, he is telling that Nama Jatyadi Rupaha Bhedaha iti Sampratipannam. So, it is recognized as what? Vikalpa means the division basically is what? Name, and then this is the species, this is the form it is having, or this is the color it is having, etc. All these qualities which are actually also used to divide it from something else, correct? They are all Vyavartaka. The Bheda also, we see all these divisions. Means then it is Vikalpa. So that's how Vikalpa is recognized. And Tasmad Eka Jatiya Dravyeshu Prathama Pinda Grahanamapi Bhittoyam Brahmanoyam Shamoyam iti Nama Jatyadi Vikalpa Sahitameva iti Savikalpakam eva. So, when therefore what? Even in the same jati, when you are recognizing in the first individual also, you are recognizing as something, correct? This is a statue, or this is or amongst the human beings, somebody is a Brahmana, or in some other like a horse or a cow, this is black cow or white cow, etc. So like this, the name, the jati, etc., all these divisions, along with that only you are knowing whether it is the Prathama Pinda or the whatever, next and next and next. So all these things are Savikalpaka-jnanam only, whether it is Prathama Pinda jnanam or Dvitiyadi Pinda jnanam. Therefore what? Namadi Vikalpa Rahitam eva jnanam nirvikalpakam. So we have to say where we know something without all this Vikalpa, okay, without all these divisions, that alone we have to call Nirvikalpaka. In fact, even the Tarkikas actually accept this, but again, they have their own ideas which we don't accept. There are many things, some things we accept from Tarkikas, and all the other things we don't. So in this case, Tarkikas also say the at least the Lakshana of what is Savikalpaka and Nirvikalpaka we accept. But then how that jnanam is produced, whether it can be produced using words, all these things we have differences. Because Tarkikas say it is Atindriya jnanam. Nirvikalpaka jnanam is not even Indriya Janya jnanam for Tarkikas. They say it is Atindriya jnanam. Okay. But at least what is a Nirvikalpaka jnanam? There, that definition at least we don't have any controversy. So, Visheshana, Visheshya Sambandha, Anavagahi Jnanam Nirvikalpakam iti. So even the Tarkikas say the Jnanam where you don't see the connection between a quality and the qualified, correct? So that is not cognized. So also if you are not cognizing all these things, basically you are not cognizing any Vikalpa or divisions there. But Jnanam alone is Nirvikalpakam. So Visheshana Visheshya Sambandha Anavagahi Jnanam is the Nirvikalpakam. So this definition is acceptable to us also. And again, wherever Visheshana Visheshya Sambandha Avagahi Jnanam means it is Savikalpaka. So Etena Tad Avagahi Jnanam Savikalpakam iti Siddham. So if this is Nirvikalpaka, Then savikalpaka obviously is the opposite of that, where you cognize these things. So this definition is okay. We also accept this. So idam eva uktam asmadiyaihi api samsarga anavagahi jnanam nirvikalpakam vaishishtya avagahi jnanam savikalpakam iti. So this is what I said. I think this he is actually quoting from Vedanta Paribhasha only. The samsarga anavagahi jnanam nirvikalpakam vaishishtya avagahi jnanam savikalpakam. So this is how we also define. But again, we say that what are the examples we give for this? For example, ghatoyam. When you say ghataha, this is a pot that we say is a savikalpaka-jnanam. But for nirvikalpaka-jnanam, whatever the drishtanta we give is where all the problems come. Okay. So we say soyam devadattaha. This is nirvikalpaka-jnanam. Okay. So soyam devadattaha, when you say this is that devadatta. Correct. Now, this is a Shabda Jnanam, because the Shabda, you are doing Prayoga of Shabda, you are using words to reveal the identity of this Devadatta with that Devadatta. So when we do this, how can we say this is Nirvikalpaka Jnanam? Okay. So how? Because when you say this Devadatta is that Devadatta, how do you understand that? Because this Devadatta is qualified by this space, this time, this body, whatever, correct? Currently, how Devadatta looks? Devadatta is having all grey hairs. Devadatta is having a big paunch. His weight is now 80 kgs. Okay. And but that Devadatta whom you saw in the college had lot of hair also. Okay. Right now, hair also has receded and gone. But that Devadatta whom you saw when you were taking leave of your college, had lot of hair, black hair, was only 55 kgs, correct? Did not have any paunch or anything, was very fit, athletic. So then, but how can you then say that this Devadatta is that Devadatta? Because this Devadatta is qualified by whatever qualities which are there today. That Devadatta was qualified by that space, that time, and whatever qualities he had at that time. Then where is the identity? So with reference to the dharma, there is no identity, correct? The Devadatta dharma today is totally different from what was the dharma of Devadatta at that time, or the Visheshanas, or the Visheshas which Devadatta had at that time, they are not there today. But still we say that it is the same person, correct? There is an identity in the dharmi. That identity of the dharmi, when you cognize, in that cognition of the identity of the dharmi, there is no dharma is not involved. Basically, we have to give up all the dharmas, then only you can even understand the identity, correct? With reference to the dharma, there is no identity. The identity is there only by recognizing that the dharmi is the same. And but the dharmi you have to understand as it is, without any connection to any qualities, because qualities have no identity. None of the qualities have any identity. So understanding the dharmi, the swarupa of the dharmi is the same. That is nirvikalpaka jnanam, because there is no samsarga avagahi is not there. That jnanam is not samsarga avagahi jnanam, because we have to do the bhagatyaga lakshana, we call it, correct? You have to do tyaga of all the dharma jnanam, and dharmi alone is identical, and you appreciate the dharmi, and so that jnanam does not have any connection or anything to the Devadatta. You understand as Devadatta without connecting Devadatta to any qualities. That is the beauty of the Nirvikalpaka Jnanam. That's why I said whenever you cognize the Swarupa of any Vastu, that Jnanam is always Nirvikalpaka Jnanam. That is what we give. But when we give this example, we have to give this because the Soyam Devadatta is similar to the Mahavakya, correct? Tattvamasi. When we say Tattvamasi also, it is the same thing. Tat has no, Tat has all, everything is all in Tat, correct? All knowledge, all powerful, all pervading, etc. That is the Tat Lakshana. Tat is Jagat Karanam Brahma. So Jagat Karanam Brahma means Sarvajnaha, Sarvashaktiman, all these things. Bhagavan we say, correct? All the 6 qualities of Bhagavan will come into the picture. But what about Tvam? You, the individual. Again, all small here, correct? There it is all, here it is small. For the individual, your knowledge is Alpajnaha, Alpashaktiman, correct? So everything is Alpa. There everything is Sarva, here everything is Alpa. Then how can you have the identity? If you look at the Dharma, the Jiva Dharma, they are all totally different from Ishvara. Whatever Dharma we associate with Ishvara cannot be there in the Jiva. We all understand that. In spite of that only, this Mahavakya, the equation. Mahavakya is basically an equation, correct? This equation is given. Therefore, where is the identity? The identity is arrived at by giving up all the dharmas. Because there is no identity in the dharma, we all know that. But the dharmi is the same, because the dharmi is the same consciousness. Correct? This Satyam Jnanam Anantam Anandam. This Pratyagatma itself is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Ananda. All these words points out to Pratyagatma also, Brahman also. The Brahma Swarupa and Pratyagatma Swarupa are not different. And when you cognize this Swarupa, that is nirvikalpaka-jnanam, because that Swarupa avagahi jnanam is not having any samsarga with anything else. It doesn't have any connection with anything else. That itself is nirvikalpaka-jnanam for us. So, in fact, when we give this, then there is a big argument is there. Here also some arguments will come. Okay. So how can words produce nirvikalpaka-jnanam? Because words themselves in a sentence, you have to combine all these words only and arrive at the meaning, correct? That is the argument they make. So there is already samsarga is there. Unless if you take a vakya jnanam, whatever the vakya is conveying, that vakya jnanam itself you have to arrive at by samsarga of the pada, correct? The anvaya you have to do of the padas. Pada itself is a samsarga of prakriti and vikriti, correct? There is a dhatu, and either it is subanta or tinganta. So the suffix is there. The root is, the word stem is there, and the whatever suffix is there. By doing samsarga of that only, even the pada itself has to give you a meaning, correct? So all these things also, everywhere samsarga is involved. How can you say that the vakya like Soyam Devadattaha is giving you nirvikalpaka-jnanam or samsarga anavagahi jnanam? This is the argument, but we will be seeing that as we go forward. Okay. Anyway, so here we have defined at least whatever definition given by Ramanuja, we don't accept. And in fact, we have defined the savikalpaka and nirvikalpaka clearly. Okay. Now here, the Purvapakshi comes with one objection. So, nanu loke katipaya vikalparahitameva jnanam prasiddham natu sarva vikalparahitamiti kathama prasiddha nirvikalpaka-jnana-siddhihi iti chet ma evam. Okay. So, what the Purvapakshi is saying, in the loka, you take any object, it has some visheshanas and it does not have some visheshana. Correct? If you say this is cow may be having sasanadimatvam, shuklatvam, shringatvam, etc. But it does not have ashvatvam. Correct? Cow does not have harshness. Cow has only cowness and whatever makes up the cowness. Correct? It has a dewlap, it has white color, it has horns, etc. But it does not have harshness. So that means some vikalpas are not there, or some visheshanas are not there in an object, but some will be there always. So like this, This is how all jnanam, that means according to them, all jnanam is really only savikalpaka. There is no possibility of any nirvikalpaka-jnanam. But how can you say, he is asking, Natu sarva vikalpa-rahitam iti katama prasiddha nirvikalpaka-jnana-siddhi means, so how can you say that you can have a jnanam where you do not cognize any vikalpa at all? Okay? Sarva vikalpa-rahitam. Any division, any connection, none of that is there, and you only cognize a vastu without it being connected to anything or without it having any visheshas, etc. Vishesha and Vishikta, correct? Like that, if you are saying you don't cognize anything like that, we are saying there is nothing like that. It is not prasiddhi. Something like that is not even known to anybody. It is not something you can even propose. So the nirvikalpaka-jnanam you are talking about, it cannot be there. It's siddhi. It cannot be established. He is saying nirvikalpaka-jnana-siddhi is not there. Na. Okay. If you say like that, it's not that way. Okay. Why? Because avidusham shushuptau. So even for avidusham means ajnanis. Even for the ajnani, we already pointed out in sushupti, there is this nirvishesha jnanam. You do not cognize anything. Okay. And you are able to get up and recollect that. And for vidusham, for jnanis, again, even nirvikalpaka samadhi, etc. are there. There are samadhi avasthas also where one does not cognize any division. The entire yoga sadhana is about restraining your mind, correct? And achieving a state where even the subject-object division vanishes. That's what we call samadhi. In fact, the nirvikalpaka samadhi term itself is a Vedantic term actually. It's not really a yogic term. They talk about samprajnata samadhi, asamprajnata samadhi, etc. Nirvikalpaka samadhi is basically you are doing nididhyasanam of the Mahavakya, and while doing that nididhyasanam, you are only dwelling on the meaning of the Mahavakya, the Aikya Jnanam, and then while your mind is dwelling on that only, you enter a certain state where you are not really, you no more even cognize the subject-object division. Okay. So that is what is called nirvikalpaka samadhi. And so this, again, even for the jnanis who practice yoga sadhana, not all jnanis attain nirvikalpa samadhi also. Understand that, or whether it is required and all that, there is a big debate. So the yoga sadhana is recognized as very useful to assimilate this knowledge, but there are differences. Some people insist that a jnani should have nirvikalpaka samadhi, but our Guruji used to say that savikalpaka samadhi is the thing you can aim for, correct? Even the Ashtanga yoga, the Angi is nirvikalpaka samadhi, the Anga is savikalpaka. In the Ashta, the eighth Anga is actually samadhi, even in the Ashtanga. So you can only make effort for savikalpaka samadhi. Nirvikalpaka samadhi has to happen, correct? It is like sleep. You can't consciously sleep, correct? You can make all arrangements for sleep. You can have a good, nice bed. You can keep the temperature of your AC at a very pleasant level, whatever is pleasant for you, because some people always have it at 16 and all that. I keep, even if there is AC, I keep it at 28 degrees or whatever. Okay. So whatever is pleasant for you, you can keep. Now, that's all you can do, correct? You can't do more than that. Sleep has to happen. And sleep also is a nirvikalpaka state only. Similarly, you sit and you do all this nididhyasanam, and then what? Of course, there are steps in all that you do this sadhana, yoga sadhana, and whenever it happens, it should happen, but basically it is not a prerequisite for you to assimilate even this jnanam. For us, the vakya janita jnanam alone is actually destroys ignorance, and that once ignorance is destroyed, everybody is a mukta purushaha only. So anyway, but here that we don't have to go into all those details. What we are saying is both avidwan and vidwan, they all know what is this nirvikalpaka jnanam. Everybody, in fact, including jnani also, in sushupti, we have this nirvishesha jnanam. Therefore, this being there, it is prasiddhi is there. You cannot say there is no prasiddha. It is not prasiddha to anybody. Correct? He is saying kathama prasiddha, like that. That's not true. Every night we all understand this, correct? You may not think about it, or you have not done vichara to understand it properly. That's a different thing. But you cannot say that it is not prasiddha. It is very much prasiddha. Therefore, we have first established what is this nirvikalpaka-jnanam, savikalpaka-jnanam, and nirvikalpaka-jnanam also is known to people. Now we take up specifically Ramanuja's akshepah. So nirvikalpaka-jnAne pratyakshAdi-pramANAnAm karNatva-akshepah. So this is somewhat similar to the Nayayikas only. The Nayayikas also, I told you, claim that nirvikalpaka-jnanam is atindriya jnanam. The indriya pratyaksha cannot be there in case of nirvikalpaka-jnanam, according to them. So Ramanuja also goes along with that. So nanu yaduktam samsarga anavagahi jnanam nirvikalpakamiti kim tatra jnane karanam. So Ramanuja also is asking, see, whatever Advaitins have said, correct? You have said that samsarga anavagahi jnanam means a knowledge where you do not cognize any connection between the object you are knowing and anything else, including qualities, etc. That is nirvikalpakam, you said. What is the karana for that? What is the pramana to have that cognition, correct? Which pramana you are using to have such a cognition? Kim tatra jnane karana? So he is saying, na tavat pratyaksha pramano, it cannot be pratyaksha. Okay, why? Tasya atindriyatvena pratyaksha pramana janyatvat pratyaksha pramanam hi indriyam. So even as I said, the Nayayikas also claim that this nirvikalpaka-jnanam is atindriya. It cannot be produced by indriya. So since it is atindriya, pratyaksha pramana janyatvat, pratyaksha pramanam, okay. So it is atindriyatvat, pratyaksha pramana ajanyatvat, he is saying. Okay, it cannot be produced by pratyaksha pramana. And pratyakshha pramana is nothing but indriya only. Indriya pratyaksha only we normally talk about. So the pratyaksha means they say indriyartha sannikarsha janyam jnanam. That's how the Nayayikas define. Our definition of pratyaksha itself is different. Okay, I will go into that wherever relevant. So for the Nayayikas, the pratyakshha jnanam means where the indriya is coming into contact with the vishaya. And so then whatever jnanam takes place, cognition takes place, that is direct knowledge or pratyaksha pramana, and indriyas have to be operational and backed by mind also. And then they come into contact with an object and the cognition takes place. That being the case, and also this nirvikalpakam also, even Nayayika say it is atindriya, therefore it cannot be known through pratyaksha. Then what about Anumana? He says, Napi Vyapti Jnanam. You don't have any Vyapti also for that. If there is no Vyapti, there is no Anumana. Correct? Vyapti means invariable concomitance. It's called Vyapti. So, wherever there is smoke, there is fire. Correct? Etra etra dhumaha, tatra tatra vanhihi. This is called Vyapti. Okay? Invariable concomitance, we say. So, even the Vyapti also for Nirvikalpaka Jnanam, there is no Vyapti or anything. You cannot give any Vyapti, Tasya Adarshana, because it is not there, he is saying. Okay, further what he is explaining, Nacha Gauhu iti Vishishta Jnanam, Visheshana Jnanajanyam, okay, Vishishta Jnanatvat, Dandi iti Jnanavat, iti anumanasya tatra pramanatvam iti vachyam. Savikalpaka-jnanasya visheshana-jnana-janyatva anabhyubhagamat. Okay, so here, see, gauhu, this is cow, let us say. So there is a cognition like this is cow. Now, this jnanam is vishishta jnanam. Okay, a cow, you are knowing a cow along with all its visheshanas. And also, this visheshana jnana janyam vishishta jnanatvat dandi iti jnanavat. See, when you say dandi, means a person who has a stick is called a dandi, correct? That's why, in fact, in Pani we call Dandayuda Pani, our or Dandapani. Our Murugan in Pani is called Dandapani because he is holding a staff like this, a stick. Now, for that, to say somebody is the Dandi, first you have to have the cognition of the Danda, the Visheshana Jnanam, and then the Sambandha also has to be there, correct? You are holding it, means there is a Sambandha. If the Danda is there 10 feet away and I am standing here, I cannot be called a Dandi. I have to have the Danda in my hand or whatever. It has to be somehow connected to me. Then only I am a Dandi. So, the Visheshana Jnana Janyam Vishishta Jnanatva Dandi iti Jnanavat. So, like this, there is a, for the Visheshana Jnana Janya, you can say this, okay, the Vishishta Jnana. That is what is called Vishishta Jnana. First you know the Visheshana, the Sambandha, etc. also you have to know along with that, and then whichever object is connected to that Visheshana, that becomes Vishishta. So you have the Vishishta Jnanam. So like this, you have this, this Anumana. Similarly, so you have a Pramana for this Vishishta Jnana. Similarly, savikalpaka-jnanasya vishesha-jnana-janyatva anabhyubhagama. So even in this savikalpaka-jnanam, there is a nirvikalpaka-jnanam you have to say, because initially, whatever you are knowing the Visheshana, you are knowing the Visheshana separately, and then only the Vishishta Jnanam takes place. And that knowing the Visheshana as a Visheshana, that is Anavagahi Jnanam. That itself is Nirvikalpaka-jnanam, like that we can say, correct? So in that, so first you know the Visheshana as Visheshana, and then its connection with the Vishishta, etc. And the Vishishta Jnanam is born. So like this, in this only can be used for doing an Anumana, and that itself is the Pramana for Nirvikalpaka-jnanam. If we claim that, he is saying that is not true. Na vachyam. Why? Savikalpaka-jnanasya visheshana-jnana-janyatva anabhyubhagama. Okay. So in the Savikalpaka-jnanam, that is produced through Visheshana Jnana. And so by knowing the Visheshana and Vishishta only, the Savikalpaka-jnana is produced. Like this, we don't say that. Okay. Tad abhyubhagamepi Visheshana Jnanasya nirvikalpakatve pramana bhava. So what Ramanuja is saying, we do not say that you know the Visheshana first separately and then its connection with something else, and then the Vishishta Jnana comes. The Vishishta Jnana alone is Savikalpaka Jnanam. Knowing the Visheshana as Visheshana itself is Nirvikalpaka Jnanam. Like that, you cannot say, because we do not accept whatever you are saying. We are saying everything takes place at the same time. Okay. So the Visheshana Jnana Janyatva Anabhyubhagamat, he says. And even if we accept, let us say, okay, Tad Abhyubhagamepi, even if we accept that the Visheshana is first known as Visheshana itself, even that jnanam is nirvikalpaka-jnanam, how can you say? Knowing the Visheshana as just Visheshana itself is nirvikalpaka-jnanam. There also there is no pramana. There is no pramana for that. Even if we accept whatever you are saying, that first the Visheshana jnana is there and then only the Vishishta jnana comes, that Visheshana jnana by itself is a nirvikalpaka-jnana. For that there is no pramana. You cannot establish that it is a nirvikalpaka-jnana. So these are all Ramanuja's objections. Understand that. Nacha savikalpakasya vishishta buddhitvena nirvikalpakasya visheshana buddhitva siddhihi iti vachyam. So further, we are the Purvapakshis here. Okay? So let us assuming we are saying that savikalpaka-jnanam means there has to be vishishta buddhi because this has this visheshana. But in visheshana jnanam itself, you are just knowing the visheshana, correct? There is no connection between anything else then. You are just knowing the swarupa of the visheshana. Therefore, it cannot be called a savikalpaka-jnanam, correct? Knowing the visheshana as visheshana, there is no vikalpa there. Okay. So we are saying that jnanam, nirvikalpakasya visheshana buddhitva siddhi is there. So we are saying the visheshana buddhi, the cognition of visheshana as visheshana is nirvikalpaka because it is not connected to anything else. It is samsarga anavagahi jnanam only. If you say that also, you cannot say it is saying na vachyam. So nirvikalpakasya visheshana buddhitva siddhihi iti na vachyam. Why? Nirvikalpakasya visheshana buddhitve siddhe savikalpakasya vishishta buddhitva siddhihi. Okay. So nirvikalpakasya visheshana buddhitve. If you say that nirvikalpaka is visheshana, then the savikalpaka vishishta buddhi also you have to accept. Okay. And savikalpakasya vishishta buddhitve siddhe nirvikalpakasya visheshana buddhitva siddhihi iti anyonya ashrayatvat. So he is now saying, if you say that, how did you know that this is a visheshana? That is their point. See, unless, in fact, already we talked about this when we established the nirvishesha atma swarupa and all that, or that there is a nirvishesha vastu itself, they don't accept, correct? Because according to them, knowing the visheshana as visheshana also is impossible unless you know it as part of the vishishta. Okay, so they are claiming the vishishta makes the visheshana savishesha and the visheshana makes the vishishta savishesha, like this. So that being the case, if you say that nirvikalpaka visheshana buddhi is there and then it gives rise to the vishishta buddhi which is savikalpa, even that is not correct, because the savikalpaka vishishta buddhi, if you accept, then the nirvikalpaka visheshana buddhi according to us also, it can only happen because the visheshana becomes a visheshana because of the vishishta only, according to them. Okay. So there is an anyonya ashraya dosha is coming in whatever you are saying. So without knowing the vishishta, you cannot establish the visheshana, and without knowing the visheshana, vishishta cannot be established. So both of them you have to know together for them. But if you say that if you first know this and then only know that, but even to know this, you have to know the other also again. Therefore, there is anyonya ashraya dosha is coming in your case. So savikalpakasya vishishta buddhitve siddhe nirvikalpakasya visheshana buddhitva siddhi iti anyonya ashrayatva. So tasmad vishishta jnanasya visheshana jnanajanyatve satyapi na visheshana jnanasya nirvikalpakatva siddhihi. So even if you say that visheshana jnana is there and by that only you know something as vishishta, but the other thing also is true according to them. What? You know this as visheshana because the vishishta is there. That also you have to accept. If you say that, then again this is not a nirvikalpaka-jnanam because the visheshana itself can be known as a visheshana only by connecting with the vishishta. That's what he is saying. Therefore, even for argument's sake, we agree that the Visheshana Jnana is known first. You know something as a Visheshana only because it is connected to the Vishishta. Therefore, that also is really Savikalpaka only. It is not, it will not result in a Nirvikalpaka Samsarga Anavagahi Jnanam. Is that clear? So that is their argument. And further what? Nacha Nirvikalpakadeva Savikalpakasya Udayat Savikalpakena Karyena Lingena Nirvikalpaka Karanam Anumiyate iti Vachyam Darshita Niyama Siddhe. Okay, so another thing is he is saying that this first you should have Nirvikalpaka Jnanam, and from that only Savikalpaka Jnana can come. Okay, so Nirvikalpaka Deva Savikalpakasya Udayat. So first you have to know this Visheshana as Visheshana, that is Nirvikalpaka Jnanam, and from this only the Vishishta Jnanam comes, which is Savikalpaka. And from knowing also we can do an Anumana, let us say like this we say. So the Savikalpaka Jnanam is the Karya for us, and Nirvikalpaka Jnanam is the Karana. And Karya itself then becomes a Linga or a Hetu to do Anumana, correct? Wherever Karya is there, Karana has to be there. And in this case, we say that even if you accept Savikalpaka Jnanam, then you have to also accept that the Nirvikalpaka Jnanam, which is the Karanam for the Savikalpaka Jnanam, has to be there. Like this, if we do Anumana, that Anumana also is not correct, he is saying. Why? Darshita Niyama Asiddhehe. So whatever Niyama you are saying that this Nirvikalpaka Jnanam has to be there for Savikalpaka Jnanam, there is no, how can you establish that? Correct? There is no Niyama or a rule. You cannot establish the rule that always Savikalpaka Jnanam can come only after Nirvikalpaka Jnanam, and Nirvikalpaka Jnanam is the Karanam, Savikalpaka Jnanam is Karya. All these rules, how did you arrive at? These are all not established. There is no rule like that. So Darshita Niyama, so whatever you are showing, this Niyama itself is not established. So Nirvikalpakasyapi Jnanatvena Jnana Karanatva Ayogacha. So again, if you say that Nirvikalpaka Jnanam only produces Savikalpaka Jnanam, basically you are saying that Nirvikalpaka Jnanam is the instrument for Savikalpaka Jnanam, correct? It is a Karana or a Prama Karanam it becomes. But Nirvikalpaka Jnanam itself is a Jnanam. So he is saying one Jnanam cannot be the Karanam for another Jnanam. Nobody accepts one Jnana as a Karana for another Jnana. Karana is always something else like Indriya, etc., or Manovritti and all that. Therefore, even then you cannot say that Nirvikalpaka Jnanam is the Karanam or Karanam for Savikalpaka Jnanam, Jnana Karanatva Ayoga, because Nirvikalpaka itself is a Jnana. Like this, also he is making one argument. Further what? Napi Shabdaha Karanam. So Shabda also cannot produce Nirvikalpaka Jnana. So till now we saw Pratyaksha, they didn't accept because it is Atindriya. And they are not, he showed in different ways that Anumana also you cannot do to establish Nirvikalpaka Jnana. Now Shabda also cannot produce Nirvikalpaka Jnanam. Shabdam also cannot be a Karana. Why? Prakriti Pratyaya Yogena hi Padatvam. So like I already said, even a word is nothing but Prakriti and Pratyaya. Prakriti or Vikriti also sometimes we say. So, or Pratyaya. So Prakriti is the Dhatu. And Pratyaya can either be Tingantam, Subantam, correct? So even Panini defines Padam as the Suptingantam Padam, correct? That is the definition of Panini. The Panini Sutra is there. So even to know the meaning of a word, you have to combine the Dhatvartha with the Pratyayartha. There itself Samsarga is there. So how can a word give a Samsarga Anavagahi Jnanam? You people are claiming. Okay. So let us say like Ramena is there. Correct? Ramena means what? By Rama. So even to know that meaning, you have to have the Rama. Rama is the Pratipadika, which is Dhatu or Pratipadika. Dhatu in the case of whatever action, etc. Pratipadika in the case of nouns. So Rama is the noun. And then the Subanta comes, Tritiya Vibhakti. and then it becomes Ramena or Dasharathi. It is there, let us say. Correct? It's a Tadita Pratyaya. Dasharathi. Dasharathasya apatyam. And there, the Dasharathi word itself is only showing the sambandha between Rama and Dasharatha. Correct? The Pitruputra sambandha is denoted by the word Dasharathi. The name itself tells me that he is the son of Dasharatha. Therefore, how can you say words like this can reveal samsarga anavagahi jnanam? All words, their meaning itself is coming only by the samsarga of the prakriti and the pratyaya, whether it is a verb, whether it is a noun, whatever it is. So, prakriti pratyayoho artha bhedena padasya eva vishishtartha pratipadanam avarjaniyam. So, what he is saying is, all meanings of words we understand by putting together the prakriti and the pratyaya. Okay, and prakriti has its own meaning, pratyaya has its own meaning. That veda is there, but then you combine the two. That meaning itself is vishishtartha only. That means because the prakriti and the pratyaya together give the final meaning. That itself is only vishishtartha. So all the words only reveal vishishtartha. So vishishtartha pratipadanam. So padasya vishishtartha pratipadanam only is possible. It cannot be vaishishtya anavagahi jnanam. That is the argument, and it is avarjaniyam. It can never be avoided. It is unavoidable that words can only reveal vishishtartha. Okay. So pada bhedascha artha bheda nibandhanaha. So pada sanghata rupasya vakyasya aneka padartha samsarga vishesha abhidhayitvat samsarga anavagahi nirvikalpaka-jnana-janakatvam na shabdasya. So again, different padas are there means then different meanings also are there. Correct? Pada bhedascha artha bheda nibandhanaha. So if you want to have different meanings from words, then you have to use different words themselves. And then in a vakya itself is what? Pada sanghata only. It is a group of words basically. Vakya is nothing but a group of words, and then aneka padartha samsarga vishesha abhidhayitvat. And also the vakya has what? You take all these different padarthas, meanings of the words, put them together, combine them. Then you do samsarga of that, and then whatever meaning comes, that is the meaning of the sentence, the vakya. So even vakya janita artha also is only vishesha abhidhayi. It means it also reveals only some vishesha, some qualities, etc. And even that also can only produce vishishta jnanam. It cannot produce any vaishishtya anavagahi jnanam. Correct? Samsarga anavagahi nirvikalpaka-jnana janakatvam na shabdasya. Shabda cannot produce this samsarga anavagahi jnanam. So like this, now Ramanuja's akshepah is summarized here, saying that this nirvikalpaka-jnanam itself is not possible. There is no pramana for that. It can neither be pratyaksha, you cannot use any anumana, shabda also cannot give you this jnanam. Then what do we do? Our answer comes in the next section. We'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you so much.